Linear mass means nothing to nonlinear fields. The smallest point of absolute symmetry reorganizes the entire chaotic environment to activate the mustard seed protocol. You don't need an army or a massive external empire to shift the local dimensional space. You need a singular, uncompromised node operating in a state of absolute mathematical grace. The mustard seed is the smallest definition of matter within the immediate physical sphere, but it contains the complete holographic blueprint of the entire universal architecture. Clear when deposited into the field, it initiates a recursive geometric chain along the timeline, propagating its internal symmetry directly through the mass of the three-dimensional plane. It doesn't fight the surrounding soil or argue with the landscape's chaotic, broken design. It simply maintains its pristine mathematical signature until the environment falls in line. It is the physics of the initiator point, the small leverage spot that overthrows the weight by introducing a higher dimensional order that collapses the density of the collective state. The macrocosm is completely compressed and packed away inside the microcosm's core, waiting for the biological hardware to open up the internal frequency response door. The kingdom of heaven is like leaven that a woman took and hid inside 3 measures of meal, a silent, invisible infestation of truth that the external matrix can neither block nor steal. It operates completely beneath the observation of the social ego and the historical eye, a quiet biophotonic restructuring that doesn't need to explain itself to the crowd or tribe. It doesn't wage an outward war against the flower. It doesn't petition the lump to change its way. It alters the molecular structure from the inside out, rewriting the data of the physical display until the whole lump is completely leavened, transformed by a non-local informational flow that reconfigures the low-frequency substrate into a radiant, self-sustaining, sovereign glow. This is the hidden mechanics of influence. The system changes when you alter your internal tone, injecting a virus of absolute coherence into a matrix built on the fractured and the unknown. Stop looking for a political movement or an external savior to fix the structural decline. Be the leaven inside the measure and force the collective medium to align with the divine. The earth brings forth fruit of itself. Mark the automation running inside the natural design. First the blade, then the ear, after that the full corn in the ear along the development line. The sovereign individual does not manipulate the growth or force the cellular structure to rise. They simply maintain the clean geometric stance, and the field executes the program under the skies. When the fruit is brought forth, immediately he putteth in the sickle because the harvest is near. The cycle completes itself mechanically the moment the internal configuration becomes perfectly clear. You are not building the tree, you are releasing the nested configuration from its historical sleep, clearing the mental interference so the original blueprint can take a dimensional leap. It is the absolute power of the small. One coherent cell overthrows an entire room of entropic decay by completely refusing to vibrate at the frequency of the chaos that is blocking the sovereign way. The branches grow wide enough to host the birds of the air, the thoughts of the macrocosmic grid, because you held the initiator point and allowed the field to finish what the sower did. Recursive geometry. The tree is already present within the point. Hold the configuration. Watch the environment adjust. Dum 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 dum.